this will be part two from the video I was just talking about. So, my boy, I told you I had a bad dream that something bad was going to happen to him, and I was worried. So, I called, you know what I mean? And his brother's wife automatically assumed that because I'm a gay dude, and this is very common. Listen, people, just because I'm gay, it does not mean that I'm chasing every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. To be honest with you, I don't even value sex with humans at this time, right? I would rather take care of myself because I don't want your pollution on me, right? Anyways, I was worried about him, and I told his brother that. Well, his brother told his wife, and I told you she took it in a different direction. He never got the message that something bad was gonna happen. I had a premonition of it. People don't value those of us that have premonitions. And I'm not going to just call you and be like, hey, I had a dream about you. I'm worried. I need you to pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm not going to do that. I don't really care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. Most of you humans are meat sacks. And I don't give a fuck what happens to you. Honestly, because you don't give a fuck what happens to you. So for me to care about you when you don't care about you is absolutely ludicrous. It's a lesson I learned when I was a child. If I care more about you than you care about you, it's a whole problem for me because I'm stressed out because I know something's going to happen to you and you don't want to listen to me because instead of believing me, you would rather discredit me. And that's fine if you want to do that, but that doesn't change what I do. It doesn't, right? So I was worried. I don't even know if he ever got the message, truthfully. And I don't even know if my dream became truth or not because I'm not in my hometown anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, and I didn't follow up because of the way he reacted to what I was saying. It's almost like I had a crush on his brother and that's why I was calling. When in reality, he was my friend and I care about him. And people understand something. As a gay man, I can care about straight men in a plutonic sense. I'm not trying to have sex with you, but I can still care about you. I can still love you. I can still not want to see anything bad happen to you. It doesn't mean I want to have sex with you. You understand? America is so over sexualized that when a man cares about a man, it's automatically, well, he wants to have sex with that man. No, no. Okay, most of you men, I would never even want to fucking I wouldn't even want to have sex with you with your wife. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? I don't mean any harm in that, but y'all are toxic. You understand? So because you're toxic, I don't want your toxicity anywhere near me, right? But that doesn't mean I can't care about you. That doesn't change any of that. I'm a loving being. People, our ancestors, our ancestral men used to hug and kiss each other on sight. On sight! And it wasn't anything, oh, I'm going to have sex with this man. It was, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. I want to hug and kiss you. Period. And that was our ancestry, right? So it has nothing to do with what America wants you to think, with what America has polluted your mind into believing. You understand? Anyways, so for me, my difficulty is as soon as somebody knows of my sexuality, they no longer see me as an individual, they see me as a gay guy. And then they will persecute me based upon their particular beliefs, insecurities, inadequacies in homosexuality or their uncomfortability. The problem there is you should not judge me based upon your insecurities, because that's not me, right? That's not what I'm here to do, right? I'm here to help. I'm not here to have sex. I mean, now I know, trust me, when I was growing up, when I came out into the gay community, I had gay friends that would specifically target straight men because they wanted to bring them out. I was never part of that crowd. You know what I mean? I was never part of that crowd. I'm not even interested in anything like that. If you are a straight man or on the DL, I'm not even looking at you because I don't want a partner that's ashamed of who they are, right? I want a partner that's proud to be who they are. Like, I'm proud to be who I am. Just because I'm proud, it doesn't mean I'm going to throw myself on you. And if you're not somebody that I want to concern my sexuality with, I'm not going to tell you. Do you run up? I mean, listen to me, people. Do you go up to people and say, "Hey, I'm a straight person. Guess what? Hi, how you doing? I'm straight." No. So why the fuck am I going to go up to you and be like, "Hey, I'm gay. What's up?" No, it does not work that way, right? If my sexuality is not of significance to you, it's none of you're none of your goddamn business. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Anyways, so that's an issue I have, because when I make friends that are men, and oftentimes they're married, they have wives or girlfriends or whatever else, I don't care. I'm not looking for, I mean, I like to make friends with people. You understand? I don't care if you're married, if you're straight, if you're gay, whatever your life is your life. I don't judge you based upon that, and I'm not looking for specific criteria in my friends. You understand? I'm not. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? So they might have wives. The wives pick up that I'm gay, right? Even before the husbands do. Now again, if I make a friend with their husband, I'm not trying to have sex with him. It's to me, that's gross. I would not want to. I mean, and then you're gonna go home to your wife, and I'm like, oh, I'm not. That's fucked up. I'm not one of those people. You understand? Anyways, so but they think that I am, because there's a lot of gay dudes like that. I told you, I had gay friends that they would look for straight men to bring them out, but I was never one of them. I never. And I'm not dishonest like that. So I was never part of that group. But I understand why wives are insecure, because there's a lot of men on the DL and blah, blah, blah. I'm not part of that group. But I'm still subjugated into that group because I'm a gay guy, right? So automatically she's like, well, he must want my man. Well, no, honey. Okay. Number one, you hardly want your man. So why do you think I would want your man, right? Let's just be clear about that, right? Let's just be clear. But that's not my purpose. When you come into my life, or I come into yours, that's because the ancestors specifically chose you to be in my life. So there is something we can help each other with. It has nothing to do with sex. Nothing. It has everything to do with camaraderie, right? So that's the thing here. I'm not into having sex with married men. Like I told you, I don't even want to have sex with humans for the most part, period. Now, in human form, of course, I'm attracted to men, but do I participate in those feelings? No, I do not. I recognize them as human emotions, and I categorize them as such, period. I don't participate in what I feel. You understand? Now, most of you do. You're like, oh, well, that person is pretty, or that person, whatever, I'm going to go fuck them. Well, that's you. That's not me, because I understand sex as a energy exchange. So for me to have sex with you is going to put your energy onto me. And most of you are so toxic. I don't even want to shake your hand. I used to shake hands. I don't even shake hands anymore, because I know that your toxicity will come onto me, and I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with it, right? So I definitely don't want to have sex with most people. As a result of that, Stop putting me in that category. But because humans are simple at this time, their minds are simple, they automatically assume that that's the kind of person that I am, right? Because they don't even know me. They don't even know who I am, but they automatically judge me based upon my sexuality. But the problem is, my sexuality does not define me. I define me, right? And that's how it should be. You should define you, not your necessarily person. I mean, I gotta word that better. I can't think of how I want to say that, but your sexuality should not define you. Now, this is a problem I find with a lot of gay guys because they feel like in this society, they define gay people as being feminine or gay women as being masculine. The problem is, that's not true. You know what I mean? The only reason that has some validity is because people believe it and they act upon that, right? I am a masculine man. I'm not feminine. And nothing against women, but I have a dick and I'm happy to have a dick, right? So I'm happy to be a man. Me being gay, it doesn't mean I want to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with that. So, but that's because I understand who I am outside of the definition that this society wants to place on specific labels, right? You have to understand that the pale faces are very insecure. So they're not going to understand abstract concepts like we do, right? We built pyramids, people. Are you kidding me? We literally build universes. We build planets. On a Wednesday morning, we build 1,000 universes. Quit playing with me. You think that I'm joking with you, but I'm not. You just don't know who you are, and I do, right? Anyways, so I don't limit who we are or our expression of ourself, right? It's terrible. It's a terrible thing to do. And I'm not going to basically put you in a category based upon whatever label, if you choose to identify with a label, whatever label you identify yourself with, I'm not going to apply American stereotypical characteristics to your label. I'm not going to do it because I don't believe in America, number one. Now, I was born in America, but I do not consider myself American. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? If you consider yourself American, especially as a melanated individual, you have to understand that you are essentially subjugating yourself because America was built on anti-black racism, right? Every industry in America is designed to destroy melanated individuals. Their injustice system was created to protect them from their atrocities while incarcerating us for our daily habits, right? All of us mostly smoke weed. Our ancestors smoked weed. We would get together, different tribes. If we had an issue, okay, say for instance, I'm tribe A and there's tribe B, right? So tribe B has an issue with something that I'm doing, all right? So we would get together. Hey, come over. Let's smoke some weed. We'll have dinner and let's talk about it, okay? Let's have a discussion because we're intelligent and we know how to communicate and we don't need to be violent. The pale faces are violent. We're not violent. That's because we know better, right? Because we're advanced. We're not three-dimensional. We are multi-dimensional, people. You just don't know who you are, but I do, right? Anyways, so smoking weed in this society is worth 50 years in prison. But that's only because the pale faces want to incarcerate as many of us as possible because that feeds their slave system, right? And God knows other things that go on in prisons. I don't even want to think about it because it breaks my heart, truthfully. I can't imagine anybody wanting to do that. But when I tell you, during the days of enslavement, it was a law that slave masters would have sex with black females at 6 months old. Look it up if you want to. Do your own research. Understand what I'm telling you when I say the sexual perversions of the palefaces are limitless. They're limitless. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So I don't participate in any of those things, but I understand that I can't even imagine what they do in prisons when, you know, a brother is under the authority of white guards and their disgustingness. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine. You know? So, anyways, my point here is I know who we are, my people, and I've always known since I was a kid, you know what I mean? Which is why I'm on the journey that I am, which is why I'm like, hey, I don't really have any friends because the journey that I'm on, it does not make friends. This is not a journey of popularity. This is a journey of righteousness. Righteousness and popularity are not the same thing, specifically in this society, specifically at this time. I have nothing to do with that. This society is not going to dictate me. You understand? They're not going to determine who I am or how I behave based upon what they say is socially acceptable versus what is not socially acceptable. So when you say to me, the pale faces used to feed our black children to alligators, and now suddenly, 100 years later, they're the moral authority? Oh, okay. I believe that. No. Okay, no. That just doesn't make any goddamn sense. And for those black folks that do believe that, you are under a spell that you don't know any better. So I don't hold you accountable, but the ancestors will. It's a different thing, right? You might not believe you're wrong. If you believe in white Jesus or whatever else, I don't give a fuck what you believe in. But truthfully, you're going to be held accountable for that. Not by me, by yourself, by your soul. So when we're talking about that, it's a mirror match. You will be met with you, and you've got to explain to yourself why you did the things you did. This is what the Egyptians talked about with Ma'at. Ma'at represents balance, reciprocity, justice, true justice, not white people justice, you know what I mean, which is no justice at all. But she represents you meeting yourself and holding yourself accountable for your behavior. You've got to justify to yourself why you did the things you did, right?